Treasure maps in hand, we took a stand. Through dark winding caves and hidden clues, searching for answers to ancient riddles we pursued.
Hey, everybody. It's the invitation update for May 9th, 2024. So we're into like 40 days into this thing, right? 39 days, somewhere around there. And it is still has not been found. Are you surprised, K-Pro?
I got to tell you, I was a little nervous about the first and a half week. I thought when everybody came out, everybody and their brother and their dog came out to WSOF. I don't know. I was feeling, I knew we were clever, but I thought we were had, but not yet.
Not yet. Yeah, Finding DB Cooper says, I found it, just waiting to announce it.
Nikki,
all right.
You're so full of malarkey. We did have someone do that. They tried to pretend they they thought the proxy was about this big, so they came up and they're like, I'm like, yeah, okay.
So for the first time ever, we are going to do a Zoom for the invitation, but it's only for those people that have bought the book. So if you've registered your email, you will get a link to the invite. And we're not going to talk, but we're going to listen in. It's for you guys to talk. Now, if everybody just sits there and nobody says anything, I'm just going to end it. But we'll leave it up for a little while. And you guys
do you want to talk about treasure hunts for a second as everybody comes in? So
right.
Sam's been doing some spring cleaning. And you know how when everything moves, you always lose something in the mix? Look what I found. Or she found.
Oh, is that flower bomb? Yeah.
Yes, that was what you got me. Not like
it's
2 months ago.
A bomb.
Like, yeah.
Oh, that was your Mother's Day gift. You found it? Oh. It's a re-gift. We call that a re-gift.
That's all I need. You're taking me out for a nice meal, and that is actually all I need. So anyway.
All right. Well, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
Yes.
This weekend is Mother's Day. Hope everybody goes and does something fine. Does something fun, I should say. I almost said find something. Well, if you're out looking, I hope you find something. Okay, so what is the update for the invitation? One, it has not been found. It is still out there. Two, the book is still available. If anybody out there wants to buy it, you can get caught up. Don't think it's over because it's not. So just shoot me an email, or you can go to questmystery.com and order it through there, or you can just email me and we'll give you the info on how you can get it that way. We still have books that have not sold yet.
Yeah, we sold about 150 or so.
Yeah, we've sold about 150, which is about right of what we wanted. So it's right on track for what we were thinking.
We ordered 200, so if it goes much higher, we're going to have to reorder.
Yeah, do we reorder or not? That's true. Yeah. Now, we're not giving a clue tonight because what we said was we were going to wait at least 2 months. Well, 2 months is coming up. 2 months will be June 1st. So the question is, do we give a clue on June 1st? What do you think, K-Pro?
I think so, but I think, there's some that I think have made more progress than others. There's some that have some of the key stuff. Some of those people have some of the other stuff. If you think of this like a race, there's some people that are fatigued at the end. Some people are making progress at the beginning and then everywhere in between. So I don't mind giving a clue or a hint, but what kind of clue or hint? Do we rule out some things? Do we rule in some things?
Molly says no clue. Tristina says no. All right, that's fine.
Yeah, so we're not going to do that. We're not doing it now, but the things that we would like to know, and maybe you wait because in 2 weeks, some people are starting to come around to the idea because they're starting to feel stuck. It's not going to happen right now, but I will say in a couple weeks. But what kind of hint or clue would you want? Would you want to rule out something? Would you want to
Yeah, if we do decide to give a clue on June 1st, we're going to let you guys tell us what you want a clue about or for. So you can either do it in the comments of this video, you can email cowlazars@gmail.com, or you can put it in the Discord, and we'll take all that information, put it together, and then we'll decide. If we decide to do a clue, we'll pick one of those and give it. Dan says, have you counted the total number of puzzles for the invitation? If so, can you say how many? I don't think I have counted ever the total number of puzzles in the book. I mean, not off the top of my head. I don't remember. Do you? I don't have a number.
Since I'm the one that's doing the solution presentation and I have a diagram, I know exactly how many are in it.
Well,
Now, I do have to
that's
say,
the clue that we give on June 1st.
I do have to say, some of you have said some things that I was like, either coincidence, not a clue, not intended, whatever. So I'll say I have my list of when we developed this, and I thought maybe if it was going to be solved quickly, I wanted to have a lot of the presentation done, and we did. So I don't have it all finalized yet, but yeah. So we haven't. That could be a clue. That's a clue in itself, right there, right? If we said how many puzzles are there? If we said 330 or 300, that would make a very. I mean, that could really let you know where you're at. So that's
people would know what they haven't solved. So yeah, that's true. Oh, yes. 3D bronze.
I know. He's such a stinker. See, if you think about it, I can't solve. Well, someone asked in Discord, and we haven't answered this. Could you solve all of them? And we've already said yes. So I answered that. And they said with a pen and paper, or pencil and paper. And I thought a lot about that. And I thought that could be revealing. So that kind of clue, I mean, if you consider that hint or a clue, that could be interesting. Okay, the big one, and Mike and I differ greatly on this. So I want to throw out to all of you in the chat. We have in our search community someone that worked on the Forrest Fenn hunt and is working on the invitation. He is a licensed interrogator. Like, that's what he does for a living. He will show the certifications. He's done a bunch of schooling. He's worked in that field for decades. He feels that he could get a hint or clue from just an interrogation against me. Now, how it would work is he would need to get a baseline. So he would ask a variety of personal questions, like, what was your first car? And what did you play any sports as a kid? And those kind of questions. And I guess that's where he gets a baseline of like my body language and stuff. And then he'll ask a variety of questions related to the invitation. And the deal would be, I could lie. I could tell the truth. I can do anything I want. He says you can't beat my interrogation skills. And I told him the only way we could do that is if every piece of it was live. Like, we hit the live button, you guys get to see the whole thing. And then he would want to come on. He said he needs about a week to go through all of the video to see. And he thinks he can interpret significantly and basically like break the invitation wide open. And
well, I heard you get an electric shock every time you lie, though. Is that true?
No. Okay. And I couldn't use any of the techniques. It's kind of like beat the box, beat a lie detector. You can't put a tack in your shoe and so you have, and he said, like, I could hook you up to like heart rate devices. I'm not doing any of that, but I don't have any problem with it because I don't think it would show anything. He is like, for sure, this is what he does for a living. This is how they figure out murders. And
I don't think you would get anything, but what I thought is after it's over, before we come out with the solution video, he could do it then.
And look at Mojave Menace. Oh, you already put it up.
Yeah. I mean, I don't
understand that. How could it ruin anything? That's what I don't.
Well, what if you do give something away, though?
But it gives it away to everybody. We're looking for an invitation. We're looking for a clue anyway to give.
But I thought you said he would need a week in order to. So you do it, and then he comes back a week later to say what he found. Is it giving him an unfair advantage? Is what I'm saying. Oh, yeah. In case he does figure something out.
Well, some people are more clever than others, and some people, I don't know.
Okay. Jason North Face in the house. $20 says I can draw out unintentional clues from the past live shows or actual clues. If you listen to K-Pro, she says I given everything away.
You give away the farm, but it hasn't helped anyone significantly enough to be picking up that proxy and handed it to us, or bringing it in a large car. I mean, you don't know how big the proxy is.
He comes back in a week with the actual proxy. Yeah, right. I mean, that's up to you. I don't think it's a good idea.
So here's Mike's idea, because he didn't like the idea. I thought it would be fun. Is after someone gets the proxy and before we announce the solve, do this to see, because then there's no risk to the treasure hunt. And that's kind of interesting too. What do you guys think about that? All you negative Debbie Downer.
Let it roll for a bit. Hey, here's an idea for you from Finding DB Cooper. I've had a polygraph in order to get a top secret clearance. It's not fun. Of course, you won't actually be hooked up to a machine, but you know.
Yeah,
solving it with the book clues is the right way to solve it. Well, let's talk about that. We do need to talk about the right way to solve it. So if you guys, actually, I'll look it up. Just so
you want me to read what I?
Yeah, well, we're going to look at the rules in the back of the book here real quick. Because we know, and this is just part of the game, part of how these treasure hunts work, is we know that people have shared some things. So check it out. In the rules, in the back of the book, it says, email Cowlazars proof that you have the proxy item and where and how you found it. If you demonstrate these things to our satisfaction, to our satisfaction, before anyone else does, you win the prize. We actually took that line from Xavier Marks. But K-Pro's a lot of people may be saying, well, what does that mean? So you have to find the proxy and you have to tell us you found it, but you've also got to tell us how you found it, which means you've got to give an explanation that you correctly solve the puzzles in the book. So K-Pro, go ahead and read what you want to read.
Okay, so I've put together a general statement, and I think it covers, this is the hard part of what do we mean by you have to explain how you found it. We're not going to go into, you have to have X number of things to explain, because that would be a hint in itself. So Here is what I have come up with as wording, and it is Cowlazars approved. So there are several key parts - puzzles to solve for the invitation. If you locate the proxy, you will need to send a picture of it as well as an explanation of the solution. As previously stated in the book, what Mike just read, you need to sufficiently provide a solution to us. Unacceptable explanations include, number 1, I don't know.
Yeah, it's not going to work. If you just say, we say, well, how'd you solve this? You say, I don't know. That's not going to work. Go ahead.
Number 2, I hacked it. Number 3,
hacking, guys. Yeah.
Number 3, I traded the location or one part of the clues or key parts of the puzzles with someone else, and I had no idea how they solved it.
Yeah, right.
If we provide more detail, this would be a hint in itself. So we keep these clarifications general, but more specific than previously stated to ensure we are being transparent with our expectations.
Yeah, so you can't just find the proxy. You also have to find the proxy and explain how you solve the clues to get there. And that's just so, one, we don't want somebody to randomly find it. Yeah, I don't think that's possible, but just in case they randomly find it without solving things in the book. We don't want somebody to find it because they just talked to everybody involved and traded and got the information, didn't solve anything themselves. You've got to find it and have an explanation for the clues. The other thing is, Tristina says she likes it. The other thing is we are only going to give the proxy to somebody who has bought the book and has registered their email, which is why it says in the rules you have to register your email. So if you're on a team, and there could be people on your team that haven't bought the book, that's actually okay. But we're only giving it to the person who has a registered email, and we're giving the entire prize to that person. If you're on a team and you want to divide it up and all that, that's on you. That's right. You guys get the prize and then you do whatever. And then just a reminder, we do have the $2,000 cash option, which would be a consideration maybe if you're on a team as well. So we just wanted to remind everybody of that.
Yeah, and it will be up to you, whoever finds it, if you want you or your team announced. You can find it anonymously, and that is up to you. So if you want to say, I'm just going to say, some people, we found out at WSOF, there's some past hunts that people were on more than one team. I'm not saying that's happening here, but you may not want it out what team or if you win or that kind of thing. And that's totally up to you. But we are not going to send this to this person, this to that person, this to someone say, well, no, I was promised this, or what's that? Can you take a picture of this? What's that appraised for? That's all for you guys to do. The person that sends us the proxy and the acceptable explanation. And we're not going to get into every single tiny little bit, but there's a few key things. If you guys have made it far enough along in the hunt, you probably know what I'm referring. I'm not going to say it because that's a hint in itself. And that's what yeah, that's what we will. Yeah, there you go. There you have it. There it is.
So,
Okay.
Denise, I'm not sure what you're asking, but I can say you have to solve the puzzles in the book in order to find the proxy. Yes, yeah, obviously you have to buy the book and you have to solve the puzzles. You're not going to find it without solving the puzzles in the book. Okay.
Yeah, but if you see it, like someone messaged me and said that they had traded something, because there's a lot of more trading and things than I ever thought.
Yeah, there's a lot of trading going on out there, people.
Yeah, and they're like, I came up with this because this person told me this, but I don't know how they got it, and
they won't tell me how they got it.
And they won't tell me how they got it. And it's like that was poor bartering, my friend, because it's confusing, isn't it? If you don't know how, it's kind of like my son. If he has a full algebra problem and he just comes up with 23 at the end, and the teacher's like, you got to show your work there, buddy, to make sure he does it.
That's a good way to put it.
Similar concept.
You got to explain your work. That's a good way to put it. Covert One says, what percentage of puzzle solves is sufficient? Now, maybe that would be a clue to give. Like,
I don't think it's percentage, because I hate to say some clues are more important than others. Because there's some things that are like we gave away the rebus, right?
Right.
I wouldn't say that you needed to, like, I would not expect, if the rebus was not given publicly, I would not have expected the rebus to be, oh, you have to prove to us that you solved the rebus to be able to get the prize. There are some key things, and we've already said this is a boots on the ground hunt. There's some key pieces and puzzles that are related to boots on the ground that we would know you actually did the work. The thing that we don't want to have happen is, one, someone stumble upon it and get awarded it, or two, either somebody stole information, maybe from a team or from other people, and didn't really know how to solve it, but somehow got the proxy. That's the only thing that we're trying. It's not going to come up to every single little thing, because some things I think are hints to get you to the clues.
That's right.
And the clues are things that actually are needed to solve and get to the proxy. Is that a good way to say it, Mike?
Yeah, that's a good way to say it. Denise says, but what if somebody does? What if somebody does find it without solving the puzzles in the book? Well, then you wouldn't win the prize, because that's what we're saying, is you have to explain how you found it. And if you can't explain it by the puzzles in the book, you ended the treasure hunt, but you are not going to get the prize, right? Because you have to explain how you found it. I don't think it's possible to find it without solving the things in the book, but hey, we'll see how it plays out.
Oh, look at mind games. Do you want to comment on that?
I wonder if everyone has had roughly the same experience of there being almost zero trading until recently. I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to go. Some people have shared their progress with us. I'm not going to go into who solved what or when or anything like that, because they've even said, hey, I'll tell you where we're at, but they don't want to give anything away. So can't comment on any of that. And also in the Zoom we're going to do, it's a Zoom for you. For the people that have bought the book, we're not going to comment on anything that occurs there either. I'm also not going to record it. So if you can't make it, you can't make it. We'll probably do another one in the future, though.
Well, and I want to say two things to that. There was a little bit of a debate in Discord whether we would enjoy that or not. I enjoy hearing from you guys. I enjoy hearing from Mike when he hears from you guys, to kind of know who's making progress. Like, we know when someone's cracked something first, according to people reporting. Other people could have cracked it first and not told us. And then seeing who else cracked stuff. It's interesting to hear when someone thinks they've cracked something and it's totally unrelated and we have no idea what they're talking about. If you're not in the state of Nevada, guys, you're not in the right spot. It wasn't a code. We really meant, like things like that. So it's fun, but I will say, because we did this I think it was Xavier Marks, the night that it got posted, we thought that, or dropped, we thought something was a typo, and they were in there, they weren't answering, but we emailed them. So if you guys come up with a question, email us, even if we're in there, because we're not going to respond to anything, but we could respond to all of everyone, like in an upcoming show or whatever. And yes, we will be dropping it here when we do. It's only in Nevada.
Can I call Toby and discuss my search area?
Yeah, stop calling Amanda, guys. Stop calling Amanda. Yeah. Stop. It's serious. Stop calling Amanda.
It has been made public. Our proxy is located in Clark County, Nevada, everybody.
Right.
All right. I think that's it. Is there anything else?
No. So put a comment in here if there is something, or DM us or PM us if there is a particular hint that you might think is clever. And it might not be one. It might be a couple of little hints. It might be one big clue. I don't know what it'll be. And we're not saying that we're absolutely doing it at month 2. This could go on a few more months. We wanted it to last at least
years. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it could go on years, but I'm calling D-Pro in the morning. Yeah,
Nice.
he could.
And the D-Pro doesn't know, so you go ahead.
Yeah, but he's clever, just like Chris is clever.
Yeah, we made sure the kids didn't know, just in case, we don't want them going to find it themselves. But so,
Well, and we took their friends to the U.S. treasure hunt one, and they love this concept. So they're into the idea of this. So they would have to do exactly what everybody else does. And I don't think any of them have bought in. Yeah.
Okay, well, I think that's it. Remember, find the proxy and explain how you found it, meaning the puzzles in the book. Those things will get you the prize. Good luck to everybody. It's still out there. If you want to buy the book, we still have some left. I did not hear that rumor, Nemo. Again, June 1st, should we give a clue? Yes or no? Let us know what you think. And if we do, what do you think the clue should be about? We want your feedback, and then we'll make it.
And here's what I mean by that. Should we exclude some things? Like some people have really worked on certain parts or looked at certain things in the book or things like that. If we rule it out, that'll just help you not waste your time. If you're spending a lot of time on a certain thing, should we further along? I think this is safe to say some people are further along than others. Do you kind of help in the middle? Do you help with key things that we don't think? I mean, it's safe to say I think there's parts that nobody has solved at all. Because if somebody has solved everything, they'd be picking up the proxy. So do we pick something that we don't think anybody has solved, or do we pick something that might be being misconstrued? There's some of the puzzles that maybe people identify as a puzzle, but they're interpreting it incorrectly. Those sorts are the questions. Or do we take a couple more easier ones too? Because I know some people are still confused about what does it mean that K-Pro can actually solve a cipher or puzzle. So those are the types of questions we mean. Or don't say anything at all. Wait till 6 months. We could do that too. We could wait till 1 year. We could wait till 5 years. We could wait until Xavier is solved before we give a clue.
A treasure hunt based on another treasure hunt. How long do you want the hunt to last? I would say 6 months. I don't know if it'll last that long, but I think 6 months is about right.
I would feel satisfied if it went 6 months. I'd be disappointed less than 2. That's why at like the 2 month mark, that's why Mike and I talked about giving clues. But here's the other thing. My experience on Xavier Marks, and I think Mike's experience and many of yours on Beacon Star, we don't want you guys to get to the point that you don't want to work on this anymore because you are completely stuck. You've gone too many days without anything new, no aha moments, nothing. So if there's a collective group that is giving up, we would rather give a little to try to keep you engaged and get this solved. But if you're still at the point of not like Beacon Star ready to burn that freaking book, or Xavier drive me crazy for months on end, and we're not even at months on end. That's the reason we would want to give a hint or clue, right?
Yeah, we're at about 150 books have been sold, which is right around what we thought. So we're right on track. Yeah. We do another book, it'll be bigger, harder, better, etc. But yeah, we're at about 150. I will say this: Denise Bagley is working on another hunt, a different hunt that she thinks she has within a 10-mile radius, and she's looking for some people to help. So I don't know if you want to give that away, Denise, here, but Denise is on Discord. You can reach out to her there. She's also in the Grand Adventure group on Facebook. So
wait, where is she in a 10-mile radius of?
Over by where she lives. Put it that way.
Oh, well, that's like a day's drive from me. Okay.
Well, she'll have to explain it. So this is actually Denise, this is the treasure hunt people where the people found the genie lamp for the 1.2 million. This is like a side puzzle or something that they're doing. I don't know what's that? Yeah, that one is. This is another one. This is a separate thing they're doing. But yeah, anyway, to reach out to Denise. She'll explain it to you. She thinks she's close. If you're within 10 miles, I mean, that's pretty huge for 200 grand. So, all right. When I burned my book to see the clue in the smoke, it didn't show. Yeah, don't burn the book. We can say that. Okay, everybody, that's it. The invitation, a grand adventure mystery, we call it. Hey, they confirmed it. Denise said, so wow, wonder how many people are reach out to K-Pro, Denise. She might be interested.
I can
And
go boots on
knowing
the ground.
what
I don't know how
exactly
much
it
I
is.
can help solve something. 10 miles. If you're in a 10-mile circular, that's a
Yeah.
big area.
Well, it's now it comes down to the clues. Like, what are the clues to find it? So well, that's the question. We were going to do a Zoom because not everybody's on Discord, but we could do a speakeasy. Let's try the Zoom thing, and then if people want to jump in the speakeasy after or whatever they want to do, they can. So if you've bought the book, check your email. I'll send out a Zoom link, and then anybody can go in the speakeasy, of course, and talk about whatever they want. So Denise said, I'll come on and talk about it. You mean the show here, Denise? Well, I don't know if you want everybody to know, but we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it, Denise, for sure. You could go in the speakeasy and actually ask some people there or in the Zoom. But anyway, that's up to you. Yeah, I know you kind of did, but you'd have to refresh my memory on what it is. All right, mind games.
Mike, repeat after me. Are you ready?
What?
Raise your right hand.
Yeah.
I, Cowlazars.
Yeah. I, Cowlazars.
Promise not to speak at all in the Zoom.
Yeah, not to speak at all in the Zoom. And I won't. That's right. We'll not speak at all in the Zoom. Live long and prosper, everybody. All right. Good luck, everybody. And we'll see you in the Zoom. Say bye, K-Pro.
Bye, K-Pro.